So I've been thinking about this video for quite a while, and I don't know why it's taking me long to do it. So hopefully you'll get something out of it. But I want to talk to anybody who's over 40. About a year ago, actually no, exactly a year ago, I sat in almost this same spot and recorded a video that at the time I really didn't think I would even publish on YouTube. But it's a video that completely changed my life professionally, personally, and definitely my YouTube journey. The video I'm talking about was if you're over 40, you should start a YouTube channel. Here's why. The irony is, by the way, as the recording of this, I'm 64. Just to put it in perspective, way over 40. I'd kind of gotten to a point with my YouTube channel where I wanted to do something else with it. I'm not an overnight sensation at all. I have been doing video for a long, long time, came from a TV background, but still TV is so different than YouTube. I mean, night and day different. And if you're watching this and you worked in broadcasting, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you've uploaded one YouTube video, so different. But I didn't know what I didn't know. And started my YouTube journey in 2017, but I kind of got to a point. I was right at 14,000 subscribers, which, look, that's big. But I just felt like I didn't have a lot of direction with the channel. I wasn't bored with creating. I still love creating. Still love doing this. It's just, I love it. I say sometimes that I'm created to create. And I believe that. I believe God created me to create this way, you know, and I can help impact other people and help them impact other people too. Maybe you're one of those other people. I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a rut, that I wanted to do something different. I didn't know what. And I'd done a lot of tutorials and have done some brand deals and affiliate things and everything. But I just felt like, there was something else there. And I joke sometimes that I get creatively bored, which is usually bad. I'm far more of a creative person than I think a business person. I didn't feel like I was connecting on a deeper level with people with my videos. And I actually had a couple of folks, including coaches, that kind of said the same thing. Like, well, you've got good numbers, but you don't have an audience. It's like you have an audience, but you don't have an audience. And I started thinking about that. I'd had conversations with other folks, and they were like, why don't you lean into your age? Heather Torres was one of those people that when she was working at Think Media, I was on a call with her, and she's the one who originally suggested that, like at least 2 years before I finally leaned into that. Still have the email that I emailed her back and just said, yeah, I'm not quite ready. But I kept feeling that. And, I've always liked creating for some reason. Now, sometimes I create for me. Sometimes I've created for clients. Sometimes I've created to share something with you. So it's all different reasons. Video over time just has come natural to me, more natural. I'm not going to argue whether I'm great or not at it or not. I think I'm really good at editing. I also know there's people out there better. By the way, please don't email me and offer to edit my videos. I appreciate you, but I'm not interested. But I remember getting up that morning. I'd been thinking about it. I'd been doing some research about, was there anybody even, how many people over 40 are even on YouTube? Is it a young person's game? And the reality of it is, no, it's an all person's game. It's an all ages game. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. I was blown away by the number of 40, 50, 60, 70 and up that are active on YouTube. Now, it doesn't mean everybody is creating videos. I think it just means you have a channel. But I thought, wow. So I thought, well, okay. And I do believe it's a category, if you will, age for advertisers should be very interested in, because, we still, spend and buy and add to the economy. I'm in the United States. I don't know where you are. So I got up that morning and I just really felt called to do the video. And I sat down in almost this spot. Some of the background's changed a little since then. I didn't really have notes. I didn't have any notes. I had some ideas about what I wanted to talk about. I reached up and I hit record and I just started talking. And, I really felt like I talked from my heart, and somebody may want to ding me in the comments about how corny that sounds. Well, you know what? Fine. And I edited the video. And I remember, even while I'm editing it, thinking, I don't know that I'm going to publish this. I really don't. And I ended up publishing it. I think I scheduled it. And I remember talking to my wife about it. I was like, man, I don't know. She was like, just do it. Just do it. Probably because, man, I love her. And she was just tired of me going back and forth. Just do it. Just do it. So I published it. Almost didn't. The video that has become my biggest video to date, that I think the last I looked had over 6,000 comments, almost 30,000 subscribers just on that video, several thousands of dollars in AdSense. And I just throw that out there to show the sheer numbers. And I almost didn't publish it. Now, the irony to this is I am a big advocate of saying to you, just hit record, just create, just put it out there. But it's funny because sometimes it's when you're telling someone to do something, but then you turn the mirror back on. It's like, yeah, but are you doing that? I shared this in a recent podcast that I was a guest on, and it was more faith oriented. And I said, before my position was eliminated back in 2017, I used to tell people, dude or dudette, you have to trust God. You have to lean into God. You have to trust Him and trust Him. But I found myself, I wasn't living that. And then all of a sudden my job goes away and it's like, God says, dude, which I think He does in the message. And then I found myself in that position of, okay, am I really going to trust? Not knowing where it was going to go. So recording that over 40 video and putting it out there was in some ways a leap of faith for me to put it out there. I had no idea what it would do, if it'd do anything, period. I certainly didn't think, 10 months later, that my channel would get over 100,000 subscribers. Even just saying that out loud seems like I'm talking about somebody else's channel. And somewhere back there, yeah. Yes, I hung the silver play button. I did. Why not? I'm proud of it. So, if you think about the opportunities you have in your life to do things that you talk yourself out of, that you let fear. I mean, there's a song by, I forgot the singer, is it Zach Williams? It's called Fear is a Liar. I should have been more prepared. I'd have had the lyrics. But that's in the chorus. That fear is a liar. It'll tell you all these things and get in your head and you start believing that. What was the worst thing that was going to happen that if I published that video? It didn't get any views? Well, first of all, I've never put a video out there made it public, that hasn't had at least a view. Okay, so I can mark that off. Well, what was going to happen? People would ridicule me because I'm saying my age, which was another thing that it was like, man, do I really want to get into how old I am? Which is wild because age I just don't care about that. Whatever age you are, good for you. It's where God has you right now. I'm 64. It's how old I am right now today. It's not my birthday. It's just, I'm recording this and I'm 64, if that makes sense. I can tell you this, the over 40 video that literally just catapulted my channel and everything I've said, like professionally and personally. Did I even in the remotest of possibilities think that would happen? No, heck no. And in fact, I think most people that predict virality, is that a word? They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, there's people out there and they can predict all these things. But if these guys could do it, every one of their videos would be that way too. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on certain people. I'm not going to name anybody. If you were sitting on a video idea and you're afraid to upload it, why? Just do it. Just do it. I still see in the comments, which I read every comment. I don't necessarily have time to answer every comment, but I read every comment. But I do think there's too many people that want validation. Well, I want to do this. What do you think? Do it. Not every video may be a viral video. Not every video may be your biggest video. But you never know until you put it out there. I do believe that you, me, have something to offer someone. That something you're interested in, you're passionate about, that you have knowledge in, that you've had a lifetime, maybe making money from. Somebody would be interested in that. You don't have to know everything, just have to know a little bit more than the person ahead of you. Now, sometimes I get billed an expert or a guru. Hopefully I'm not either one. I hate the word guru. I hate the word expert. If I'm on a video podcast and somebody introduces me that way and it's live, there's nothing I can do about it. But I never, ever in my bio say I'm an expert or a guru. I don't think so. I'm still learning about YouTube. I do think it's the best platform out there. It's the only one I create for. I probably should call myself a YouTube creator, but I don't work for YouTube and I'm not a YouTuber. I'm blown away how my YouTube channel, my journey changed in a year, because I changed everything from the way I did thumbnails to the way I edit, don't edit some my videos, how I approach brands if they reach out now, coaching, everything. It just completely changed. But just imagine had I not taken that chance. And that can be applied to so many things. I mean, in life, if I hadn't gotten up the nerve to ask my wife, she wasn't my wife then, to go out, who, by the way, she said no. She was studying for a master's program. And I was like, really? Can't you just study anytime? Let's just go to dinner. I think I wore her down. She finally went out with me. And so sometimes it's about just taking a chance on something without knowing how it's going to turn out and see where it goes and the doors it opens up. I mean, for me, it's just, I've been able to coach so many folks that I didn't even know. And so hearing their journey, I've made some friendships along the way. Several other folks that do YouTube that I didn't even know. Now we talk every once in a while. I'm in a Discord group with a group of guys that are so freaking talented, and just being able to share in there everything. And it still blows my mind when somebody leaves a comment and they're from somewhere, like, again, I'm in the United States. I saw one today from Brazil, from, where was it, Sweden, from, I forgot where all. It's just amazing. Ireland, that was one. It's easy to look back and think, man, I should have. And sometimes it's hard to think, well, what if? It's easy to go with the negative. But what if you don't put your idea out there? What if you don't hit record? What if? Could it change your family? Could it change your finances? Could it change your place in life? And I get it. Not everybody wants to be on camera. I just think I got to a point, because my mother was that kind where when she was alive, she would talk to anybody about anything that at one point I thought was embarrassing, and then I saw later as a gift. I started on radio, so when you turn the mic on and the song's starting to fade out, you better have something to say. So I just got to that point. Camera doesn't intimidate me. I realize it does some people. But it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfected. So if you're sitting on that idea, you're sitting on the fence, I don't know if I should do it, maybe this video will get you off the fence and just hit record and do it and share it. Because I can almost guarantee you, I won't guarantee you views and subs and money and all that stuff, but I will guarantee you this, there's probably at least one person out there that needs to hear what you have to say. But to do that, all you got to do is just create. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching.